team's title window.
Get out the way, get out the way, get out the way. Yeah.
This has been Morongo Casino. Dodgers on deck on the world champion Dodgers Audio Network.
You either with me or against me, though.
Living out their dream.
They've added even more.
Now we go for 2 in a row.
Win, 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 win. Yeah. Curve everything else. Win, 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 win.
In the backyard and dreaming about this moment.
Start chasing that chip. Stop. Win, 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 win.
This has been Morongo Casino. Dodgers on deck. The MVP for fun, food, and good times. Dodgers baseball is brought to you by Superior Grocers.
Quality, variety, and value.
Shakey's Pizza.
Get more meal for deal at Shakey's.com.
And by Estrella Jalisco.
Back-to-back home runs in the bottom of the ninth.
First pitch is just moments away on your home of the world champion LA Dodgers. The home of the world champion LA Dodgers. KLAC KYSR HD2 Los Angeles. Make us a preset on the free iHeartRadio app.
National League West Division champion.
10,000 hours.
There's still more steps to take.
Get to stepping.
So go ahead and give us the flowers.
Just getting started.
Gotta know right now it's way more than luck.
This team has continued to pour resources into the roster.
All eyes on us.
Welcome to world champion LA Dodgers baseball.
Always remember what it felt like to be part.
That's my security right there. That's the bad one, Roscoe Pico train.
Major League Baseball wanted to start doing something with the players and their dogs.
Which one's the dog?
I was undecided on whether to do a dog card or not, but my wife pushed me in the back and she wanted a famous dog, so she told me to do it.
What is something that you snack on that you don't worry about?
I love Uncrustables. I could eat like 10 of them in one sitting.
And no regard for his body.
I don't even wait till I thaw out.
Hey, put them in a toaster next time. Just toast it, yep. It'll change your life.
Yeah, just an incredible play by Riley Green.
You are an all-star on the field and off, bro.
I appreciate it.
Hey,
thank you.
Riley Green, bro, food genius.
Receive an exclusive Mexican Heritage Night jersey presented by Hornitos. Experience Mexican culture, live music, and performances in Centerfield Plaza. For tickets and information, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
When it's game on, it's time for Shakey's Pizza, Chicken, and Mojo's. The triple play of flavor. With meal deal packages to feed any size group. Everyone loves Shakey's classic thin crust pizza, golden fried chicken, and crispy Mojo potatoes. Get it to go at Shakey's.com or watch the game at your local Shakey's with an ice cold pitcher of beer, piping hot pizza, and a mountain of Mojos. Share the good times at Shakey's today.
Springtime in Southern California means warm weather and the return of baseball. Hi, it's Tim Cates. As the boys in blue look to run it back for another World Series championship, springtime's also a great time to make sure your car or truck are working in championship condition and running at peak performance. Valvoline Instant Oil Change, home of the 15-minute oil change. Nope.
What is something that you snack on that you don't worry about?
I love Uncrustables. I could eat like 10 of them in one sitting.
And no regard for his body.
I don't even wait till they thaw out.
Hey, put them in a toaster next time. And toast it, yep. It'll change your life.
Yeah, just an incredible play by Riley Green.
You are an all-star on the field and off, bro.
I appreciate it.
Hey,
thank you.
Riley Green, bro, food genius.
Galpin Motors broadcast booth.
And now your voices of the LA Dodgers.
Rick Monday and Tim Neverett.
Live from Lone Depot Park in Miami, Florida. It's the middle game of a 3-game series as the Dodgers will take on the Marlins. Hi, everybody. Rick Monday alongside Tim Neverett and with producer engineer Dwayne McDonald as we get set to go. The Dodgers victorious last night. They're 3-1 on this current road trip. And they send out Tony Gonsolin tonight against Kyle Quantrill and the Miami Marlins. For this Dodger ball club, 3-1 on this road trip, and they've outscored the opposing teams 22-12. And here's Dave Roberts' starting lineup. A little bit of a shakeup in the lineup. Shohei Ohtani, still the designated hitter. He'll lead things off. Andy Pages is moved to the number 2 spot in the lineup for tonight. He's in right field. Freddie Freeman is at first base. Doing the catching, batting fourth, Will Smith. Max Muncy is at third base. Michael Conforto, who broke a slump last night, is in left. Miguel Rojas starting at shortstop. This was a scheduled off day for Mookie Betts, so Rojas at the opening of the ball game will be at shortstop. James Outman, just recalled from Oklahoma City AAA, with Teoscar Hernandez going on the injured list with a leg injury. So Outman will be in center. And Ha-Seong Kim, who made his major league starting debut last night, had a couple of base hits, will be in the 9th spot. He'll be at second base. For Gonsolin, victorious his last outing. That was Wednesday against these Marlins. He went 6 innings, allowed just 3 runs, 6 hits, did not walk a single batter, and had 9 strikeouts. So all set to go. Dodgers trying to make it 4-1 on this road trip. Game 2 of 3. Dodgers against the Marlins. And with the play, here's Tim.
Thank you very much, Mo. We get set to go. The Marlins in their home whites. Marlins across the chest in Miami blue and Caliente red, trimmed in midnight black. While the Dodgers, their traveling road grays, Los Angeles across the chest, red numeral in front. And Ohtani steps in. He said this is one of his favorite ballparks. He's played like it when he's been here. And just getting set to go is Quantrill. Steps back, turns, delivers the first pitch of the ball game, and it is swung on and fouled off at 6:40 p.m. Eastern Time. 72 degrees inside Lone Depot Park, 80 degrees outside. Roof is closed. Tonight's time and temp brought to you by Bank of America, the official bank of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Next pitch up and away, and it's 1-1 to Ohtani. Last 10 games in Miami for Ohtani have been incredible when you look at the numbers. Here's the 1-1 from Quantrill. And a swing and a miss. In his last 10 here, he's 14 for 39 with 7 home runs, 17 runs batted in, and 9 stolen bases. Hitting .370 in his career here at this ballpark. .292 on the current season. And the pitch is down and away, a splitter. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Ohtani. Field shifted around a little bit to the right for him. And Quantrill ready to deal the 2-2. Here it comes. And Ohtani takes high. Full count, 3-2. The home run he hit last night left the bat at 117.9 miles per hour. It is the hardest hit home run in Major League Baseball this season. Payoff pitch from Quantrill, the 3-2. And strike 3 called, a cutter up in the zone, and Shohei took it. He sits down watching strike 3, 1 away.
Home run hit last night by Ohtani took like a nanosecond to get out of the ballpark.
The only question was, did it have enough height to get out? It was such a line drive, but it did. Now here's Andy Pages batting in the 2 spot tonight. Pages swings and lines it down the right field side. That's a fair ball. It's going to roll near the corner. Sanchez cuts it off. Pages around first. He's on his way to second with a stand-up double.
Interesting, Dave Roberts moved Pages in the number 2 spot. Again, Mookie Betts, this was a planned off night for him, at least at the beginning. We might see him before this game is over. But Pages has been swinging a hot bat, and immediately he's in scoring position.
It's his 5th double of the season. Freddie Freeman, 10-game hitting streak for Freddie. It is 350th career home run last night, his 41st against the Marlins. He is tied for the most number of homers against the Marlins. Swings and fouls it back. Former Philly Ryan Howard, former National Ryan Zimmerman, also with 41. And it just seems like it's a matter of time before Freddie stands alone atop of that list.
Quantrill this year, 8th highest average runners in scoring position of any starting pitcher, 364.
Here is an 0-1 pitch. And Freddie takes it inside.
I mean, the season average is high. Quantrill has allowed a 345 batting average. That's very high. 26, now 27 innings, including the 1 strikeout. So 27 innings, but he's given up 39 hits.
And the 1-1 pitch. Freeman hits it on the ground right side. That's through into right field, a base hit. Pages will get waved around third. He'll score, and the Dodgers on the board first. It's 1-0. RBI number 24 for Freddie Freeman. He's now hit in 11 straight ball games.
Well, it's amazing what the top part of this lineup is being able to do. I mean, 1 through 4. You look at what they've done in recent times, hitting at 310. It's 5 through 9 that's a little bit low. In fact, 29th in baseball. But the top of the order just continues to mash.
Will Smith with Freddie at first base, 1 out. And the pitch in for a strike to Will. Right-handed hitting catcher, batting .303. Third baseman Connor Norby deep and off the line a little at third. Middle infield playing for 2. 0-2 pitch. That's low and away, and it's 1-1 to Will. Freeman has been hot. Teoscar Hernandez had been hot, but he is now on the shelf. Don't know how long, but Dave Roberts indicated could be at least a couple of weeks. 1-1 pitch inside to Will. It's a big loss right now because Hernandez, who normally would be hitting in this spot, the 4th spot, is the major league leader in RBIs with 34. 2-1 pitch to Will Smith. He swings. It's a high fly ball, right side, foul ground. It's going to drift into the seats. Well, Teoscar felt something grab when he was running to catch a line drive in the right center field gap last night. And not the kind of guy we've seen leave ball games just to come out. So we knew something had to be up when he left in the 4th inning. They're dealing with a hamstring or even a groin injury, too. You're saying it's a grade 1 adductor strain. Last night we were told it was a hamstring. Two different things. 2-2, swung on, well hit, left center field. This one headed back toward the track. It's going to stay in the ballpark, in one of the deepest parts of the ballpark. The left fielder, Kyle Stowers, 3/4 of the way on the warning track, makes the catch to retire Will Smith.
Yeah, hit it to a little bit shorter distance. That's not the area to hit it to. There's a lot of room to roam around in.
Max Muncy now comes up with 1 on and 2 out. Dodgers a 1-0 lead. When the Dodgers score first, they're 14-4. Muncy takes high ball 1. The Dodgers now have 34 runs in the first inning this season. That's tops in Major League Baseball. 1-0 pitch to Muncy. And he takes a strike.
Pretty good top of the order, too.
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. It can be a nightmare for opposing teams. And everybody's in there and going well with Ohtani, Betts, and Freeman. That's Teoscar Hernandez, Will Smith after that. Now Muncy takes a strike. But it'll be a little bit before they're all reunited. Mookie Betts off tonight, as you mentioned, a scheduled day off for him. He'll be back in the lineup tomorrow. Teoscar will not be for a couple of weeks. 1-2 the count to Muncy. Pitch from Quantrill. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with a splitter. Dodgers strike first. They get a run on 2 hits. They leave a man. No Miami errors. And after a half inning from Lone Depot Park, it's the Dodgers 1 and the Marlins coming to bat.
Hey, Dodger fans. The 2025 MLB season is here. And SeatGeek has your
Gonsolin takes the mound for the Dodgers. Second time this year. His first time was against these Marlins back at Dodger Stadium on the 30th of April. Allowed 3 earned runs on 6 hits while striking out 9. So a very good return. And now he faces him again. Here's the switch hitting shortstop Xavier Edwards to start things off. Muncy in on the grass at third. Rojas, the shortstop, up the middle. Edwards bunts it down the third base side. It'll twist foul. And that'll be strike 1. At Children's Hospital Los Angeles, groundbreaking research meets world-class expertise and treatment. U.S. News and World Report once again has named CHLA the #1 hospital in California. Learn more today at chla.org. 0-1 to Edwards. Tony, red leather glove at the belt, now steps back, kicks, fires home, and snaps one a little bit high. That looked like it was right in the strike zone, but called a ball. Eric Bacchus calling the balls and strikes tonight. And Gonsolin's 1-1 pitch. That's a strike. Had to be. 1-2. Now with 2 strikes, Muncy will move back, play deeper over by the shortstop position. And Rojas with his pink cleats on is out there near second base. He'll bring 4 different sets of cleats, different colors with him on the road, he told me. Now the pitch up high, and it's now a 2-2 count. Rojas has been busy since he's been in town. The former Marlin, who was very involved in the community, still lives here, has been meeting folks, seeing a lot of people. There's a ground ball to him to the right side of second base. He scoops it up, fires on to first for the out. 1 gone in the bottom of the first. Dodgers getting a run on the base hit by Freeman. They lead 1-0 in the early going. Here's the reigning National League Player of the Week, Kyle Stowers. That fielder last night took an 0 for 4 with a walk. And back at Dodger Stadium in late April, he hit a home run off of Tony Gonsolin. Gonsolin's pitch swung on, and that was strike 1. Foul tip into the glove of Will Smith. Well, the Dodger rotation certainly got a boost with the return of Gonsolin. He was gone for 20 months in terms of his rehab. Pitch, and he induced a swing with the slider. No balls and 2 strikes.
Things are remarkable about Gonsolin in that outing. Again, his first, did not walk 1 batter. None.
Yeah, that's how precise he was. Dave Roberts referred to him as being surgical. 0-2 the count. Here's the kick now. The pitch on the way. And it is another slider. No, that was a splitter. Beg your pardon. That was a splitter down and in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We'll see a lot of the split from Tony. Tony has the pitch he wants to throw. He steps back to 1-2. That's up high. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Kyle Stowers. Stowers begins the ball game hitting .310. He's been very good. Really a coming of age type of season so far for Stowers and the Marlins. 2 ball, 2 strike offer. Swung on and fouled back to the screen.
Well, Stowers helps himself. He has a relatively quiet stance to begin with, and by that I'm talking about there's not a lot of hand movement. The bat's not swirling around. Kind of a wide stance, just ever so slightly open.
Now the 2-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Struck him out on a fastball. 2 down for the Marlins in the bottom of the first inning.
You know, we get so caught up at times with the radar gun. Well, what is the velocity? I think with Gonsolin, you kind of move that velocity and the radar gun aside. What's the movement? What's the location? Because he combines those two very well when he's right on top of it.
Right-handed batter Agustin Ramirez, the designated hitter tonight. Had a pinch hit home run last night. He fouls one back just below our booth. 0-1.
You know that foul ball that was hit off to her left in the third deck last night?
Still there?
Still there.
I thought you'd run over there and get it.
No, we came in down the right field line today because an elevator was not working. Or 2.
0-1 pitch. That's low.
That Jose Mota and I, along with Pepe Henniges, we got in an elevator. The door closed, and it would not let us go up, down, and then would not let us out.
And you got stuck. You made it out, though, I see. 1-1 pitch, fouled down to the far end of the third base dugout. Right?
Only because some people came behind us, evidently pushed the elevator button, and they had a pass. You know, a coded swipe that you. Otherwise, we'd still be there.
And a 1-2 pitch from Gonsolin. That's in the dirt. Well, the stairs still work.
Yeah, we found that out too.
Went up the stairs, down the stairs, back up the stairs. Didn't get stuck. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. Got him with a slider. So 1-2-3, bottom of the first inning. 2 strikeouts for Tony Gonsolin. Marlins go in order. We go to the second in Miami. It's the Dodgers 1, Marlins nothing.
AM 5.
Do you guys make your own brisket here?
Yes, we do. We are known by our brisket.
Barbecue brisket sandwich. Quality is better than other places and it looks good. We're ready to eat.
We go to an average 500 briskets per game. We hear a lot from our fans. They want to try something with wrap, easy to eat. So we say, well, let's do like a brisket, wrap, and an egg roll.
That's beautiful. You get the gold medal for culinary brisketry here in Texas.
Yes.
Conforto leads off for the Dodgers in the second inning, up 1-0. First inning run scored by Andy Pages after a double. And Freddie Freeman extended his hitting streak from 10 to 11 games with an RBI base hit. Strike one to Conforto. Conforto had a hit in the ball game last night. He's hitting 146. Swings, fouls it back. And it's 0-2 to Conforto. He went 1 for 4 in the game. He had a 6th inning single. And in the 8th inning, he hit a line drive. Might have been the hardest ball he hit. And it was caught. 0-2 to Conforto. Way up high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
He got the first base hit last night. So he was able to break an 0 for 29 streak, and you could just see him, not only when he's smiling, finally exhale and relax a bit.
1-2 pitch. That's outside. 2-2 to Conforto.
And he had an entire dugout of teammates that were just as happy for him.
2-2 pitch on the way from Cal Quantrill. And here it is. And he missed up high, so now the count full, 3-2. Think about Quantrill. His ERA 8.10. That's the 4th worst ERA in the National League. Quantrill set to go. Payoff pitch. And that is up high and away, ball 4. He had him 0-2 and then lost him. So Conforto reaches to start the top of the second inning. Top of the second brought to you by Budweiser. This Bud's for you.
Conforto got that base hit last night. And again, came into the game 0 for 29, so he broke an 0 for 31 streak. I would imagine the first thing he did when he got to first base was introduce himself to first base coach Chris Woodward. Hi, my name is.
He said, I've seen you around, but I just haven't spent any time with you.
Yeah, and Chris told us, hey, drop by anytime.
Well, he's back, and he's leading behind the first baseman, Matt Mervis, who's trying to hold him on over there. Miguel Rojas takes a strike on the inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike to Miguel. Rojas, 265. He hit a home run on Sunday as a pinch hitter in the 7th inning in Atlanta, his first of the season. He swings, hits a ground ball to short. Edwards charging, flips to second, one on to first. That is a double play. Bang, bang at first. The Rojas is out, and the double play goes 6-4 to 3, and there are 2 down, and the bases are empty. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the World Champion Dodgers Audio Network.
The home of the world champion LA Dodgers. KLAC KYSR HD2 Los Angeles. Make us a preset on the free iHeartRadio app.
James Outman is at the plate for the first time in the big leagues in a while. Called up today to take the spot of Teoscar Hernandez. And Outman, left-handed batter, takes a strike. This is the first time in 2025 he's been in the big leagues. 8 home runs in Oklahoma City, 27 runs batted in there in AAA. Takes a strike, and it's 0-2. His batting average with the Oklahoma City Comets, .254. Last year, 53 games with the Dodgers, had 4 home runs. 2 outs, bases empty, the 0-2 to Outman, and he takes high. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Outman, you go back to 23 when he came up, and boy, he was the toast of everything. 23 home runs, 3rd in the National League Rookie of the Year award voting.
Time is called at the plate.
And last year, in the 53 games, a lot of frustration. So hopefully he has found himself again, and by the numbers in AAA, he's closing in on it.
Here's the 1-2 from Quantrill. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with a splitter. Outman out on strikes. Dodgers come up empty in the second inning. We go to the bottom of the second. It's the Dodgers 1, Marlins nothing.
AM 570.
LA's best.
Man, these seats. I know, right? Thank you, Game Time. Easiest way to find only the best deals on the best seats. I wonder how the other guys are doing.
These seats are trash. What the heck, man? I spent hours finding a deal on these. Trash.
Oof. Finding seats for prices this good is tough.
They should have used Game Time. No more endless searching. Just great options at incredible prices with their Game Time picks.
What time is it?
Game Time.
I believe this one's it's a rookie card, I know, but I feel like it's the first card that I ever, like, big league card. Obviously, as a kid, trying to get to the big leagues, the dream of making it, but as a
Tony Gonsolin out for the bottom of the second inning. Dodgers 1, Marlins nothing. Jesus Sanchez, left-handed hitting right fielder, the first to face Gonsolin, who has faced 3 men, struck out 2 so far in the ball game. Sanchez hits the ball up in the air to left field. First ball swinging, and right there underneath it is Michael Conforto. 1 pitch and 1 out in the Marlins second. Work hard, play hard in a new Tacoma with an I-Force turbocharged engine. It's a truck built for the bold. See your Toyota dealer today. They make it easy.
I thought last night that the Marlins went through a couple of different cycles, Tim, on the way that they approached the offense. First time through the lineup, I mean, they came to home plate hacking. They swung at just about everything but the rosin bag.
Connor Norby, the third baseman, waits from the right side. He's first ball swinging. He pops it up to center field. Drifting over to his right a little is James Outman. 2 pitches and 2 outs for Tony Gonsolin in the bottom of the second.
As I was saying, Your Honor,
There's aggressive, and then there's that.
Yeah, and then there's that. And you would expect it on this pitch right here, even if it's a strike, it is not offered at. Not with 2 outs and 2 pitches.
Well, my guess is Mervis is not going to swing. What do you think? He didn't, and he took a strike anyway. But isn't the axiom or the cardinal rule is after a 1-pitch out, you're the next batter, you're going to take a pitch?
Well, and especially with back-to-back 1-pitch outs.
Well, the 0-1, and that's in for a strike. Well, Tony just fired in a fastball. He's 0-2 now on Matt Mervis.
He's seen more pitches than the first 2 batters in this inning combined.
Nothing in 2 to Mervis. He waits, and now Gonsolin fires one home. And Tony Gonsolin with a 5-pitch second inning. How about that? As he retires the side in order. 6 up, 6 down so far for the Marlins. We go to the third. It's the Dodgers 1, Marlins nothing.
What is it about baseball cards that make them so special? Why do you enjoy doing that?
Well, the biggest thing is I started collecting when I was a kid. O-Pee-Chee. It was a Canadian hockey league, and then the Canadian football. But I didn't start in the U.S. until I had signed professionally as a ball player. And when I got my first rookie card, and I've got it here with me.
Let's take a peek at that.
1966 with Billy Sorrell.
Play in Toronto. Guerrero sends over some good stuff for the guys, so when we play in Toronto, I definitely dive into that.
You gotta be careful with Vladdy, bro, because a Dominican breakfast will put you to sleep, bro. ¿Cómo está sonando la comida dominicana ya?
La comida dominicana ya no sé cómo está sonando, porque obviamente mi esposa me cocina. O sea, hay restaurantes, pero no voy a comer comida latina.
So good for Tony Gonsolin. We go to the top of the third inning, and Hassan Kim will lead things off against Cal Quantrill, left-handed batter, number 9 hitter. His first major league start last night, went 2 for 4. Had a bunch of firsts, his first RBI, his first hit, his first run scored. And he takes a strike here, 1 ball and 1 strike to Kim.
It's a different Kim that we're seeing now in comparative terms to spring training, where he had a different stance and a leg kick.
1-2. He swings, hits a high drive, shallow left over toward the line. Is Kyle Stowers. He'll make the catch. 1 gone for the Dodgers in the third.
What I learned last night after the ball game, talking to someone on the inside, is a military secret, but
you got a guy.
The one, yeah, we've all got a guy. Well, my guy says it was Shohei Ohtani who went to Hassan Kim during spring training, at the end of spring training, before he went out to AAA, and said, hey, look, we've got to revamp this. He says, I know from personal experience, you can't use that leg kick. Let's get the foot on the ground. And that's one of the big differences for him now.
Ohtani at the plate takes a strike. He struck out looking first time up.
So it's a pretty good hitting instructor that Kim had. Shohei Ohtani.
Well, it happened to him. I mean, when he came over.
Same thing.
Yep, same thing. He struggled with the high leg kick. That timing mechanism didn't work for him here. 0-1 pitch, and it's low and in.
Yeah, but that's what my guy relayed to me last night.
You have to pay attention to who you're talking to after games. See who your guy is. And a 1-1 now from Quantrill to Ohtani. Swings and fouls it back. 1-2.
Can you imagine that? I mean, you're making your debut in this country, and okay, you're kind of struggling, and who comes? Hey, you got a second? It's Shohei Ohtani, who says, "Look, I went through the same thing when he first came over." Because I remember Ohtani in the very first Freeway series, right after he signed with the Angels. We're going, that's the guy that everybody's been talking about. He's a different guy.
Ohtani waits, 1 out, bases empty, and a 1-2 pitch now. Ohtani chases and strikes out. Splitter was down, and not a good-looking swing from Ohtani. He is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts.
Hey, friends, MLB is partnering with Crisis Text Line to help increase mental health awareness. And it's free, absolutely free. It's available 24/7. It's confidential, has support in English and in Spanish. So text MLB to 741-741. It's important.
Andy Pages takes a strike.
I want to give that again. MLB 741-741. 24/7 is confidential.
Pages doubled and scored in the first. 0-1 is low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Andy moving up to the number 2 spot in the order with Mookie Betts out of the lineup. Pages continues to hit. 1-1 pitch. He lets it go outside. 2 balls, 1 strike.
And Pages is a different guy. Since he just realized, hey, look, I am who I am. Don't try and be someone else. Don't try and hit the ball 500 feet every time that you're up to home plate.
2-1 pitch. Swings and hits it up in the air to left center and fairly deep, but won't quite get to the warning track. Back over there is Dane Myers, the center field. He makes the catch, and the Dodgers done in order in the top half of the 3rd inning. Through 2.5 at Lone Depot Park in Miami.
In blue, the world champion LA Dodgers.
Tony Gonsolin to face the bottom part of the order. Dane Myers, Ronnie Simon, and Liam Hicks. First pitch to Myers, a little bit low, ball 1. Myers 353. 3 home runs. One of them came at Dodger Stadium last week. And he's knocked 13 in. Tony's next pitch, fouled back. And it's just below our booth off to the right a little bit. I think we're just out of range up here.
Good.
It's close, but I think we're safe. 1 ball, 1 strike pitch from Gonsolin. Fouled straight back, and it's 1-2. At AM/PM, when the Dodgers steal a base at home, you score a free hot dog and any 12-ounce Slim Coca-Cola. Redeem your free feast in the AM/PM app. Let's play ball. AM/PM, too much good stuff. Here's a 1-2 pitch from Tony Gonsolin. He kicks and pours one toward the plate. It bounces. Slider too low. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, it's Gonsolin that is calling the pitches. He keeps that electronic device on his belt buckle.
2-2 on the way. That's outside. 3-2.
Well, you don't have to worry about shaking off the sign if you're the one giving it.
3-2 to Dane Myers. Tony kicks, deals, and there's a ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. Kim made a diving effort to his right, but it was well out of his range. Then Myers is aboard with the Marlins' first hit of the game. As a hitter, Mo, when you see a pitcher shake off a sign, and then agree, does that get you thinking at all as a hitter? Like, trying to think along with them?
There are some pitchers that they're shaking off a sign and they come back really and get the same sign, because there are some guys that, they will second guess themselves as hitters. It's kind of a natural tendency. If you say, hey, well, this is the spot he normally throws X pitch.
Ronnie Simon showed bunt, pulled the bat back, took a ball inside.
It's like a hitter that faces, let's say, a catcher who caught the pitcher he's going to face now is with a different team. It's the old thing, well, he knows that I know that he knows, and you get caught in that quandary.
Throw to first base, and diving back safely is Myers. But now if you're a pitcher and you're giving the signs and you're not shaking anybody off, does that have any impact on a hitter? Here's a 1-0 now. And Simon takes a strike.
And it might be a good idea for Gonsolin occasionally, since he is punching the buttons himself. It's on his belt loop. Okay, he calls a fastball. Might pay off from time to time. Just shake his head no. He's not shaking anything off.
Swinging a foul back by Simon.
But does it create that thought process that you're talking about with a hitter? And many times, yeah, it does. If you're trying to think alongside and with the pitcher on a pitch sequence.
Tony out of the stretch. 1-2 pitch. Runner goes. Pitch is swung on and fouled back.
There have been catchers over the years that would say, here comes a fastball. And you don't believe them. And many times it was a curveball. But who do you trust?
But occasionally it would be a fastball, just to get you to maybe trust them for the next one. When they lie to you the next time.
You just don't trust them.
1-2 pitch. It's inside, and Simon jumps to get out of the way.
And there are some other catchers who just want to, please, just be quiet.
Who was the chattiest catcher?
Manny Sinkian.
Absolutely. That's who I was thinking, too.
Lovable, but my gosh.
Throw to first base, and the dive back safely for Meyer.
And he would pump you up. You could be in a slump. The biggest slump of your life. Oh, you're a good hitter. You're this, you're this. Manny. Yeah, fine. So you sit down. Lovable man.
Gonsolin's 2-2 to Ronnie Simon. And he missed inside. Full count, 3-2.
And he figures Myers is going to be going here.
Take off. He's 6 for 7 in stolen base attempts. So a number of things can happen on this pitch. See which one it is. There goes the runner. Pitch is swung on, fouled off to the left and up into the box seats behind the third base dugout.
The first base coach coming over. Tyler Smarslock. He's in fair territory. Okay, it was after a foul ball. I asked someone at baseball about a month ago. I said, why are first base coaches allowed to be in fair territory and talk to their runner?
Payoff pitch again to Simon. Runner goes. Pitch is swung on, lifted in the air to center field. James Outman camping out underneath it. He'll make the catch for out number 1, and Myers retreats to first base.
It was someone with a different organization. I asked that question, and the answer was they do. End of conversation. And here's my thought.
Yeah.
Is it okay after a foul ball we're talking about, the ball has to be put back into play? In other words, the pitcher has to get on the mound. But other than that, the ball is always live. And why is there a coach in playing field?
Catcher Liam Hicks, left-handed batter, takes the ball.
And there he goes again. In fact, the first base coach is closer to second base than the runner right now.
Yeah. You don't often see him cross the line. Now a 1-0 pitch from Gonsolin to Hicks. Strike call. Going back to the Pittsburgh series at Dodger Stadium, remember Tarek Brock, the first base coach, he was down the right field line.
He was down beyond the umpire, the first base umpire.
1 out, 1 on. The 1-1 pitch from Gonsolin. And Hicks swings. It's a long drive to right. This ball's headed back toward the wall. There is Pages, and he makes the catch. Throwing back to first base. Double play from the wall. Oh, what a play by Andy Pages. Peels it off the top of the outfield wall, comes down, and doubles off Myers. Incredible play. Absolutely terrific. And even Miguel Rojas is bowing to Andy Pages. No runs, 1 hit, that's it. We go to the 4th. Dodgers 1, Miami nothing.
AM 570.
I was so inspired by what you were making that I want to do my own all-star ballpark bite, but I'm thinking we take some of that brisket that you make, and I'm going to do like a little slider. Got the pepper jack cheese, some American, get it going with some of the barbecue sauce that you have, that spicy, delicious one, and then caramelized onions. Make like a little sandwich. We cool?
Sound like a plan.
I think we did good.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Thank
Great.
you.
Thanks, Chef.
Off the base runner. That's just amazing defense by Pages. Now Freddie Freeman fouls it back. I mean, the home run robbery is one thing, but then to turn it into 2 is incredible.
Well, that's something you don't practice doing. That's a combination of just pure ability.
0-1 pitch. And Freeman bounces it foul.
There's so many different pieces of that puzzle too, Tim, because first of all, you have to be able to take the right angle and get a good jump, set yourself, and not too close to the fence because you get locked in. And he made that high leap and is still able to get down and make a perfect throw to first base.
0-2 pitch to Freddie. Chops it foul behind him.
Well, one of the things I've been talking about with Dino Ebel, who now is the outfield coach, and we've talked to him for over a year about Pages. And many times he's had his right foot in the air when the ball crosses home plate. Well, he's getting his right foot on the ground now. That enables him to go to his left much, much better than he was a season ago.
0-2 is up high, 1-2. I think that's going to be, what, his 3rd or 4th home run robbery already this year?
Yeah, I mean, he's been able to get to the wall, understands, look, you can't crowd yourself against the wall. You have to give yourself a little bit of a room where you can kind of bend at the knees and then leap.
Freddie stays alive, a protection swing, and he's still in there, 1-2.
There's also a lot of outfielders that don't understand exactly where the fence is. And that may sound a little goofy, but there's some guys that don't understand or read what your feet are telling you, because your feet, you can feel the fact that you're going from the turf onto the track.
1-2, and Freddie lifts it in the air, shallow left field. Stowers over by the line, gets underneath it. He'll make the catch for the first out of the 4th inning.
And with that in mind, where you can feel going onto the cinders or even the dirt, there's a different field. You understand that, and you should know every ballpark you go into. Look, I've got safely 2 or 3 strides, and then I better put on the brakes because there's a fence. I've never been a firm believer at all on warning tracks that are made of artificial turf, like Tampa used to have.
Will Smith takes inside. Yeah, Tampa's warning track, of course, we don't have to worry about that right now. They're not playing there. But it was the same material as the artificial surface. So how would you know what's underneath your feet?
You don't.
0-1 pitch is grounded up the first base side, fair, slowly rolling into foul ground. Will's going to take a big turn, but Sanchez got to the ball quickly and holds Smith to a single. 1-out base hit for Will Smith.
Well, it's going to be Will Smith bobblehead night on May 21st. That's against the Diamondbacks. And the first 40,000 fans will take home the last out. The title-clinching strikeout bobblehead presented by Spectrum. Don't miss out. Dodgers.com/promotions.
Max Muncy struck out swinging first time up, 0 for 1 tonight. Dodgers with a 1-0 lead, top of the 4th. Smith at first, throw to first, and Will gets back.
I want to thank Will for his expert timing as that drop in on the bobblehead night was about to be presented.
That was all in the script.
Timing.
He leads at first. Quantrill will stretch. Marlin right-hander comes home high to Muncy. 1 ball and no strike. The other thing about the Pages play is the wall in right field, toward the right field corner, is lower than if he was, say, maybe 10 or 15 feet toward right center where the bullpens are. The wall goes up. And if it was by the bullpen, he wouldn't have been able to get up that high to make the catch. It would have been off the wall. But it was hit just in the right spot for him. 1-0. Up high, and it's 2-0 to Muncy. Just a few moments ago, television showed his 3 previous home run robberies on the year, so he does have 4 of them already. I mean, we're still in early May. And you know from being out there, you don't get that many opportunities to pick off a home run.
It's like he has a mini trampoline out on the warning track and times it perfectly. It makes the leap.
2 balls and a strike to Muncy. 1 run on 3 hits for the Dodgers. Smith off of first base, and Quantrill ready to fire home. Here's the pitch. And Max swings, fouls it back off the catcher. 2-2. Of course, when we played at Wrigley Field, it was, I think, impossible to rob one anyway because of the basket that was above the brick wall. Still is. 2-2. Swinging a bouncer to first. That's a fair ball. That's going to be fielded by Mervis. And even though Muncy was running hard down to first, Mervis didn't feel any kind of sense of urgency. Then he realized Muncy was running full speed, and then he decided he better get to the bag and step on it for the out. Smith advances to second. 2 away for Conforto.
And Mervis is taking his own sweet time and almost got run over.
That's why you have to run it out, right? You never know. Sanchez playing very shallow and right for the left-handed hitting Conforto. Look how shallow he is over there. There's a ton of room behind him.
All three outfielders are shallow.
Yeah, I mean, there's 2 outs. Runner at second. Dodgers with a 1-0 lead. Yeah, they're shallow all the way around. And Conforto takes a hack and misses.
I don't remember a right fielder playing that shallow with a left-handed batter all year long, except for if it's in the 9th inning and the winning run is at third base. You have to play in less than 2 outs. You have to play where you can catch the line drive and throw out the runner.
1-1 pitch. Conforto fouls it straight back. I mean, that's what it looks like they're doing. It's like they're trying to cut down the run in the 9th inning, where it's a do or die time in the game, but we're far from that. Two outs, 1-2 the count to Conforto. Conforto walked his first time up. Quantrill looks back at second base. Now kicks, comes home. And Conforto will take a ball just off the plate, a splitter. 2-2 to the Dodger left fielder. Again, that outfield just daring him to hit one out there. Infield on the right side playing deep. Mervis, the first baseman, almost to the outfield turf. And the pitch. Swung on, tapped foul toward first. It's off a foot of Conforto. It rolled out in fair territory. Mervis thought the inning was over. He made the play. He started running to the dugout, and the home plate umpire Eric Bacchus had to say, no, foul ball.
An interesting inning for Mr. Mervis.
Now he goes back to playing over near the first base umpire Brian O'Nora. Brian will have the plate tomorrow afternoon for the day game here in Miami. 2-2 the count to Conforto. The pitch. He swings and fouls it again at the plate. That's right, don't forget, early baseball tomorrow on a Wednesday. Morongo Casino Dodgers on deck. Is very early tomorrow. Now the 2-2 on the way, and that's inside and high. Well, it's not as early as I thought. I thought it was 1:40 our time tomorrow. It's 4:40 Eastern tomorrow, but 1:40 Pacific. Glad I checked.
You need help.
Glad I checked. 3-2. Swung on and hit in the air to left field. Heading back. Now changing direction and heading back. Backpedaling by the warning track is Stowers. He had to do all he could just to get back there and make the play.
Well, don't worry. I'll give you a wake-up call tomorrow.
Appreciate it very much. So the Dodgers come up empty. 1 hit, 1 left. We're through 3.5. Dodgers 1, Marlins nothing.
Too stylish to have superstitions.
Zero. I can't do it. Too many collared cleats, too many gloves, too many webbing gloves, too many bats.
I do put on my right glove first, then the left, then the thumb guard, then I put on my leg guard, my elbow guard.
Anything you put on first?
Nah, Not really.
Nothing?
Nah. I like to say I'm not superstitious, but a little stitious.
Audio Network.
Dodgers 1, Marlins nothing. Bottom of the 4th inning, and the top of the order up, Xavier Edwards, Kyle Stowers, and Augustine Ramirez to face Tony Gonsolin. He's been pitching very well. Has 3 strikeouts in the game so far, and was helped out by one of the better double plays you'll ever see. The pitch to the switch hitting shortstop. First ball swinging. He hits it on the ground. Right side of second base into right center for a base hit. Going after the first pitch. Where have we seen that dance before? That was in the 2nd inning. In fact, Gonsolin had a 5-pitch 2nd inning. But Sanchez made it out in the first pitch. Connor Norby came up, swung at the first pitch, popped out. And then Matt Mervis struck out on 3 pitches. A runner aboard, nobody out. Here's Stowers, who struck out swinging on a fastball in the first. Pitch on the way. He looks to bunt, bunts it right back to Gonsolin. He turns. He'll take the out at first base. So they'll call that a sacrifice 1-3. And Edwards over to second base. So runner in scoring position, 1 out. The Marlins playing to scratch out a run. Stowers has been their best hitter over the last week plus. And they just had him give himself up. Augustine Ramirez will take outside.
Both of us are scratching our heads. On the first pitch, if you're going to give a guy, maybe give him 1 shot. Yes, you are working to the middle of the lineup now.
1-0, wave and a miss.
But a team that has scored 151 runs coming in today and allowed 208. There's a disparity in the scoring.
Well, you got a 1-0 game and you're playing for 1 run in the inning. 1-1, swing and a miss, and you got your 2, 3, 4 hitters coming up.
And you just had your hottest hitter was asked to bunt. Plus, he did it on his own. If he did, I would imagine he's going to have a conversation. It'd be a listening session, not a conversation.
Pickoff attempt at second base. Kimgood over there to cover, but Edwards got his right hand back to the bag quickly. 1 out, runner at second. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Augustine Ramirez, the DH, who struck out on a slider in the first. Tony's pitch. Check swing, foul ball to the right, not a play.
It's a good pitch, up and in.
One run on 3 hits for the Dodgers, no runs, 2 hits for the Marlins. 1-2 on the way, and Tony throws. It's in the dirt, skips away, down to third goes Edwards. And he's there with a pop-up slide well ahead of the throw. That should be ruled a wild pitch. And then the advancement of Edwards down to third. So the tying run now 90 feet away.
And now that changes the structure of the infield as far as the depth. They're going to come in very tightly.
Field of play in. Muncy back just a little bit more than everybody else. A little bit behind the bag. Everybody else is in on the infield turf. Here's a 2-2. Ooh, just missed on the inside corner with a splitter. Very close pitch. And now a full count to Ramirez. Tony twists into position. First base side of the rubber. Out of the stretch, fires home. And he's delivered low.
Almost a wild pitch there. The Dodgers had 1 wild pitch last night. And that tied them for the most in baseball with the Nationals and the Rockies. And they get one here in this inning.
So Ramirez walks first and third, so the middle infielders will play for two here with Jesus Sanchez up.
And so the first outing they had, that was against the Marlins. Did not walk a batter.
One out, runners at the corners. Sanchez 0 for 1. And he takes a strike. Sanchez flied out the opposite way to left field his first time up in the second inning. On the first pitch he saw him. He takes one here from Tony. He waits for the 0-1 pitch. Gonsolin deals home. Swing and a miss at a splitter. Right over the top with Sanchez for strike 2.
There goes the first base coach onto the field, closer to second base than the runner.
Nothing in 2 the count. The kick, the pitch in the dirt. Well, the Marlins are doing some things differently anyway. That's one of them. But they are doing some things differently as far as batting practice goes, as far as their pitchers, their starting pitchers go in between starts. Talk a little bit about that when we get a minute, but they are doing things a lot differently than other teams. 1-2. Missed outside. Tried the splitter again. It just faded off the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
This is a big pitch here. If he goes full 3-2, do we see Ramirez take off from first base? And would the Dodgers even throw through with good speed over third?
Next offer, cut on and missed a high fastball that was out of the zone. Sanchez chased it and he strikes out.
Boy, that would have been ball 3.
Instead, it's the 4th strikeout for Gonsolin and a big out. 2-man out, and Connor Norby, the third baseman, coming up 0 for 1 fly to center. Takes a little bit of pressure off for the time being. However, the Marlins have been very good with 2 outs. They rank second in the majors with a .270 batting average with 2 outs. They're tied for the most 2-out homers with 15. Norby went around. He couldn't hold up his swing on the slider. That's strike 1. Runner at third is Edwards. Ramirez at first. 2 away. 1-0 Dodgers lead, bottom of the 4th. Now the pitch. Check swing. Appeal down to first base umpire Brian O'Nora, who says he didn't go. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Unofficially, I'm looking at the Marlins tonight have either taken strike 1 or put the ball into play. First pitch. What was it, 13 times?
Wow. Here's a 1-1. Swing and a tapper foul over by the third base dugout. Well, that's an aggressive approach.
Oh, my goodness. Well, especially that 5-pitch second inning for Gonsolin.
1-2 pitch. Ooh, we tried to get him to chase the high one like Sanchez did. He wouldn't do it. 2-2. Field straight up. Kim playing almost behind the second base bag. Heels right near the outfield turf. Right side of the infield shifted over. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. A splitter did the job. 5 strikeouts for Tony Gonsolin. And the Marlins leave the tying and go-ahead runs on base in the 4th inning. On to the 5th, under the roof of Lone Depot. Mervis is 16 for 84 on the season, but he is the leading home run hitter for the Marlins club with 7. 2-0 pitch. Swung on, belted to center field. That is a base hit. James Outman had to run over to his right, cuts it off with a backhand, gets it into second on 1 hop. A really good play by Outman to hold Mervis to a single.
Yeah, he got to that baseball and then fired in. Got the throw off in a hurry and a good one. You know, for Kim getting picked off, in total agreement, is that, you know, the learning curve up here and situation. In a situation with 2 outs and you've got a premier slugger at home plate, you just cannot get picked off.
Mervis leading at first base. The batter is Dane Myers, the center fielder, who will take high ball 1. And we know it, and the Marlins know it, but they know Kim's going to try to run as often as possible. He was just looking for a little edge, getting a bigger lead, but fell short on his dive back to first. Tony deals a fastball low and away for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes.
That's a good signal again, wanting confirmation from Bacchus, the home plate umpire. Was that pitch low?
2-0 on the way. Swing and a miss. Fired a fastball by him right down the middle. It's 2-1. Boston hosting Texas right now. 1-0 Rangers. They're heading to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Braves and Reds scoreless in Atlanta. Pitch. That is outside. Tony just kind of turns around, a little disgusted with himself. Will finally throws the baseball back to him as Tony turns around. Now he'll rub it up. Comes up the first base slope of the mound and will toe the rubber. Falls behind, 3 balls and no strikes. You know, he only had 2 3-ball counts in his first start last week against the Marlins. He's got one here. 3-1. Swing and a foul back. That caught the mask of Smith. He's okay. 3-2. White Sox and Royals underway. They're in the bottom of the 2nd, scoreless in Kansas City. And the Giants with a 1-0 lead in Chicago over the Cubs, top of the 2nd. Orioles and Twins scoreless. Same for the Astros and Braves. Pirates and Cardinals just underway. Bottom of the 1st there in St. Louis. Nobody out. Runner at first. Middle infield playing for 2. Here is the 3-2 pitch from Tony Gonsolin. Strike 3 called. A splitter right down the middle. Myers bailed on it. It looked like he just gave up on the pitch, and Tony strikes him out. That's his 6th punch out of the ballgame.
He must have been looking dead red. He was not going to get it in that spot.
Of his strikeouts, that's the 2nd one on a splitter. The other ones are fastball slider. And now it is Ronnie Simon, the switch hitting second baseman. He just takes a wild swing at a curveball and misses.
Well, Gonsolin, you know, if you look at it and say, well, he's probably a ground ball pitcher. There's only been 2 outs tonight against Gonsolin. Ball's hit on the ground.
0-1 to Simon. Waves and misses again, this time at a splitter, and it's 0-2. Rojas playing near the bag, just to the left of it. Kim is deep on the right side of the infield. And Freeman holding the base runner at first, Matt Mervis. Here is the 0-2 pitch from Gonsolin. Swing and a miss, strike 3, got him on a split. Strikeout number 7 for Tony.
That was no contest.
That was a mismatch. And with that, we'll pause 10 seconds for station ID on the World Champion Dodgers Audio Network.
The home of the world champion LA Dodgers. KLAC KYSR HD2 Los Angeles. Make us a preset on the free iHeartRadio app.
Liam Hicks, the catcher, he was the one that hit into that fabulous double play started by Andy Pages. Swing and a drive to right field. He won't have it this time. It's gone. It's into the bullpen. First ball swinging, Liam Hicks got a fastball on the inner half and drove it out to give the Marlins a 2-1 lead. Second home run of the season for Hicks.
Hicks wasting no time. He's been to home plate twice. He's seen a total of 4 pitches. Well, you caught the first one that went out of the ballpark. Catch this one.
Pages took one step, turned around, and didn't bother with it the rest of the way. He knew it was way over his head and out. So the Marlins have a lead, and that's been unusual in this series.
Another first pitch swing as well. Well, the Marlins hitters, they have been very active. They have not been up there to finger paint. They're swinging the lumber.
2 outs, bases clear. Pitch to Edwards. He shows bunt. Switch hitter batting from the left side. One ball, no strikes to Xavier Edwards, who had a base hit in the 4th inning. Back in the 1st, he grounded out to short. And here comes the 1-0. And he locked up and took it for a strike, 1-1. For the Dodgers in the top of the 6th, it will be the top of the order. Shohei Ohtani will lead off. Andy Pages and then Freddie Freeman. The Dodgers find themselves down by a run here. Edwards shorten up, shows bunt, takes a ball. Splitter outside, 2-1. Four hits apiece. And the pitch from Gonsolin. Right at the knees, and Edwards takes a strike. And Edwards is one of those guys, especially from the left side, where he's moving around a lot. Meaning kind of going up and down. His feet aren't moving so much, but his knees are. And the height of his batting stance can change a little bit here and there. And now the pitch down and in, check swing. 3-2 to Xavier Edwards.
And Edwards, when he swings and starts to swing, boy, there are a lot of moving parts. And his feet are moving, his knees are moving, his hips. It looks like he gets lower as he swings.
3-2 pitch. And that is strike 3. Well,
no, it was not called.
Nothing was called.
No, Will Smith threw the ball to Muncy. Dodgers are walking off the field, and now there's a conversation. Smith, I mean, he's at a loss for words. And you know who never left home plate? Edwards. He knew it was a strike.
He started toward the third base dugout. He thought it was done. But Eric Bacchus never made a call either way, at least anything visible to us up here. And he's good about being visible in terms of his strike calls. But he just never reacted. It doesn't mean he can't call it verbally down there, but obviously Will Smith thought it was a strikeout. Now Mark Pryor, the pitching coach, will emerge from the first base dugout in this mound visit brought to you by Jacoby and Myers, because everyone deserves justice.
Yeah. Will Smith was walking back to the Dodgers first base dugout.
Well, that was weird. In the meantime, the Marlins have their only left-hander in the bullpen, Anthony Veneziano, up. And you got to figure he's going to start the 6th against Ohtani, with Freeman also on the way.
Yeah, Pryor walking almost stride for stride with Bacchus in the conversation coming back to the dugout.
Wow.
Well, you've got speed over at first base. Do they try and force the issue by having him go down, try to steal second base?
He's stolen 8. He's been caught twice. Kyle Stowers at the plate, who sacrificed Edwards the last time. Throw to first, and Edwards dives back safely. Pitch coming from Gonsolin. 2 down, Edwards at first. And the pitch on the way, and Stowers takes a ball outside, a splitter. The majority of the splitters that have missed have been outside the left-handed hitters. Just not catching the corner. Next offer again is outside with a splitter, and it's 2-0.
Goes the first base coach into playable territory. Now backs off into foul territory.
Now Gonsolin's first outing this year on the 30th of April. He threw 77 pitches. He's up to 80 right now. 2-0. Swing and a miss out in front of a split. And that split was outside, and Stowers chased it. That's a break for Gonsolin. 2-1.
Edward missed a good pitch to be going on. That was over a second and a half. Pitchers want to be 1-3 or less. That was close to 1-6.
Quick toss to first base. Diving back safely is Edwards. 2-1 Marlins lead now after the 2-run homer by Liam Hicks. Scored Matt Mervis. Mervis with a leadoff single this inning. And Edwards getting off of first. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss by Stowers. And a foul tipped it. Either way, it's strike two, and it was a fastball that got by him.
Yeah, it got by him because in the back of his mind, he says, well, is he going to triple up or quadruple up with that splitter?
Gonsolin's 2-2 to Stowers. There goes the runner, and the pitch inside for a ball throw down, and Edwards is safe. The throw was right into the glove of Rojas. He caught it and made the tag at the same time.
And the Dodgers are barking again on the call at home plate.
They're not going to challenge the play at second, but just looking back at the computer here, they've got a gripe with the slider. Looked like it caught the inside corner. But in the meantime, it's 3-2. And now Gonsolin's fired. And swing and a miss, strike three. The splitter struck him out. 8 strikeouts for Tony Gonsolin. But the Marlins strike for 2 on a 2-run shot into the right field bullpen by catcher Liam Hicks. And after 5 full.
Celebra tú también con Betcris.
Gosh, we've gone to Sea Dogs games since we were kids.
I've been coming to see the Sea Dogs for the last 30 years. Great experience.
Everybody here is just bends over backwards to help people out and wish the world was like it is right here at the ballpark.
We've always wanted to be more than just a baseball team. We want to be strong, active, contributing members of the community. And I think that effort is seen by the people and the fans, and they want to support that effort.
At San Manuel. Find out more at Yamava.com.
The top of the 6th. And Ohtani hammers one a ton. That is an upper deck monster shot on the first pitch against the Marlins reliever, and he ties the game at 2. His second home run in as many nights. Shohei Ohtani, with 10 home runs on the season, ties the game with a 403-foot shot to the upper deck and right. Can you believe this guy?
I tell you what, that's earth-shattering, the way he hit that breaking ball. Adios.
Adios, au revoir, sayonara. In any language, that ball was way gone.
Gone. Daniel Jewelers, by the way, proud sponsor, the trip around the diamond, and your family jewelers since 1948.
Andy Pages fouls one down the right side now to play. 0-2 to Andy.
So give our friends a visit. DanielsJewelers.com/baseball for a free baseball bracelet and $50 off a $99 coupon.
That is the 8th home run Ohtani has hit in the last 11 games against the Marlins. It's his 4th in his last 7. And that was just an absolutely majestic, towering fly ball. Reminded me of the one that he hit off of his third one in the game last September 19th. He hit it off a position player, Vidal Brujan, who's now with the Cubs. That one reminded me of that one. I mean, he just obliterated the baseball.
But the sound, it's just incredible.
1-2 to Pages. He swings and lines it foul out of play.
I've been watching a family right behind home plate, first row. Family of 4. They had a sign, very well made sign for Shohei Ohtani. They hit one, golden. It's my 8th birthday. Well, the 8-year-old, you would have thought that he just was presented a brand new shiny bicycle with that home run. He jumped into the air. You couldn't believe how high.
So great when that happens.
Well, he asked for a home run by Ohtani on his birthday, and by gosh, he got it.
There's a poke right to the first baseman, Mervis. He makes the grab, and Pages is out, 1 away. So Venetiano in the game. Didn't get a chance to tell you yet that the pitching change was brought to you by Bank of America, the official bank of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Quantrill had probably his best start of the year. 5 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, 79 pitches, 53 for strikes, and he leaves on the plus side of things after the home run by Hicks. But now it's a no decision after Ohtani's tied it up. Freddie Freeman fouls it away. Freeman an RBI single in the first. He's 1 for 2 tonight. Luis Garcia starting to loosen up for the Dodgers in the bullpen. And the Dodgers did make a roster move with the pen today. J.P. Fireeisen is back, and he is in the pen tonight and active. Andres Gomez designated for assignment today. And Freeman lifts one high and deep to center field. This ball heading back to the wall. It's gone! A homer! Freddie Freeman with a homer. And that gives the Dodgers a 3-2 lead. Home run number 8 for Freddie. And he now is the all-time home run leader against the Marlins with 42.
Up and away. And Daniels Jewelers, again, proud sponsor of the trip around the diamond and your family jewelers since 1948. Visit danielsjewelers.com/baseball for a free baseball bracelet and $50 off a $99 coupon.
Well, nobody in baseball has hit more home runs against the Marlins ever. He's just passed Ryan Howard and Ryan Zimmerman. He was tied with them after last night's home run.
Again, Venetiano to face 2 out of the first 3 hitters, lefties, and they both leave the yard with home runs.
And Will Smith takes the ball low. 1-1 to Smith.
And this crowd is buzzing still.
That is wild to see. That ball just carried out just to the right of the batter's eye, just about the same spot he hit it last night. (3-2). Dodgers have retaken the lead in the 6th. 2-1 pitch to Smith. And he fouls it back.
Well, this crowd, they come into this series wanting to see the defending world champion Los Angeles Dodgers, and they saw every bit of them last night, and they see what they're made of tonight.
And when you talk about all-time home run hitters against certain teams, and there's a shot to right center and deep by Smith. That ball is going to bounce off the track and over the wall for a double. That'll be the automatic double for Will Smith. Boy, and that ball was absolutely smoked to the right center field gap.
Well, the only out was off the bat of Paz. That was a line drive to first base.
Yeah, Venetiano isn't fooling anybody.
No, he's backing up some bases on the home runs. He didn't have to go far.
Now Muncy wants to get in on it. But Daniel Moskos, the pitching coach, is going to come out and have a word. But looking at some of the well, first, the mound visit brought to you by Jacoby and Myers, because everyone deserves justice. But looking at some of the all-time home run leaders against certain teams, Willie Mays comes to mind because he had a lot of home runs against a lot of teams. He is the all-time leader against the Braves with 83, against the Dodgers with 98. Barry Bonds, the all-time leader against the Padres, Rockies, Diamondbacks, and the Nationals/Expos. And Willie Stargell had 60 against the Mets. Ernie Banks and Mel Ott tied with 82 against the Phillies. The active leader against the Phillies, Freddie Freeman with 33.
It's a pretty elite group.
And Muncy grounds it just foul down the first base side. Lake Bacher is now warming quickly for the Marlins in the bullpen. Now, Veneziano pitched on 2 different occasions in the previous series at Dodger Stadium. He had 2 hitless and scoreless innings. He only allowed 1 base runner on a walk. He comes out with the Marlins leading 2-1. Ohtani ties it with a light tower power shot, and then Freddie Freeman hammers one to center. And Muncy takes low and in. And Muncy is due any time to start stringing a few together. Only 1 home run on the season, and we're at the 6th of May. 1-1 to Max, and he will take a strike, a sweeper that caught the inside third of the plate. Well, Henry Aaron is a leader against a couple of different teams too. The Hammer had 97 against the Reds, 91 against the Cardinals. And Max swings and fouls it back. He'd finish with 755 in his career total. One ball and 2 strikes to Max Muncy. 1 out. Smith, the runner at second base. Pitch. It's up high. 2-2. Some of the guys on the list you had a chance to be around. Reggie Jackson has won. Reggie Jackson, the all-time home run leader against the Brewers with 62. Andrew McCutchen, the active leader with 40. And the most home runs against a single team all time, Babe Ruth had 123 home runs against the Tigers. That's more than a career for some guys, and that was just against one team. And Muncy draws a walk. Dodgers have runners at first and second and 1 out. Let's see, you were around Reggie Jackson. You spent some time with Ernie Banks.
All those guys, you look at them and you start to look at their swings. They were not wild swingers.
Michael Conforto, 2 on, 1 out. Left on left matchup here. And a check swing, no need for an appeal. Called a strike by Eric Bacchus. They were all dangerous men when they got to the plate. 0-1. In for a strike called to Conforto. He's behind 0-2. Conforto in the game, 0 for 1. Fly to left in the 4th inning. Back in the 2nd, he walked. No balls, 2 strikes. And here comes the delivery. Way out in front of a sweeper, and Conforto strikes out. 2 down in the top of the 6th. Now Clayton McCullough is going to come out, and he's going to get the right-hander Lake Bacher to face Miguel Rojas. after Veneziano gave up the lead, giving up solo home runs to Ohtani and Freeman. Pitching change timeout, 2 down, top of the 6th. That's the Dodgers 3, Marlins 2.
Ford employs the most American auto workers in the U.S. They also assemble the most vehicles in the U.S. Ford's commitment to America is not a coincidence.
What is it that kind of got you hooked as a foodie, so to speak?
My dad was really into food when I was a kid. He traveled for work and he would go to places all over Europe and stuff. He was in sales and I feel like he would come home and try and cook the things he ate overseas. And so as a kid, I was exposed to a lot of like stuff that kids aren't usually exposed to. And so I credit my dad for that.
Pitcher Lake Bacher, his 15th appearance this season, 2-0 with an ERA of an even 2. Struck out 20 over 18 innings. The opposition hitting only 121 against him. He's been one of the effective relievers that the Marlins have had coming out of the bullpen. Their pitching change brought to you by Navien HVAC and water heater products. 3-2 Dodgers in front. Top of the 6th inning, 2 on, 2 out. Pair of home runs this inning, Ohtani and Freeman. And Miguel Rojas is 0 for 2. Struck out swinging last time up in the 5th. Get into a double play his first time up in the 2nd. Pitch from Bacher. That's a strike call. Rojas hitting .255 overall. 1 home run. 3 runs batted in. His home run came Sunday night in Atlanta. Runners off the bags. Here's the 0-1. Swung on a ground ball to third. One-handed by Connor Norby. And he lets his momentum take him to the bag. Steps on it. Records the force out that retires the side. 2 runs, 3 hits, 2 home runs. And after 5.5, it's the Dodgers 3.
I'm Jonathan Mayo, and for more than 20 years, I've traced the path of baseball's rising stars, navigating the back roads of the national pastime and basking in the glow of small-town America's spirit, where the team is woven into the fabric of everyday life, where it's more than just a game. It's a celebration of the people, the traditions, and the culture that give these places their soul. This is Grassroots.
Do you see yourself maybe one day after baseball, like maybe food critic, food writer?
I would love to do that. That's the plan. I've been doing it ever since I was in the big leagues. It's just fun. It's fun to interact with people like the fans, because a lot of my followers are baseball fans. Mm-hmm. So it's nice to interact with them on a topic that's not baseball. A lot of people seem to rally around that. I mean, who doesn't love good food?
On your official home of Los Angeles Dodgers baseball.
Bottom of the 6th inning in Miami. 3-2, Dodgers lead. New pitcher comes on for the Dodgers. It is right-handed Luis Garcia. And Garcia will take over for Tony Gonsolin, who went 5. Allowed 2 earned runs on 4 hits, walked 2, struck out 8. Garcia's 18th appearance, 1-0 and a 3.78 ERA, 17 strikeouts in 16 2/3 innings work. First ball swinging is Ramirez. He drops it into right center field. It gets past Outman and rolls to the wall. Ramirez around second, and he'll stop there with a double. Again, that aggressive approach tonight by the Marlins. First ball swinging early and often produces a double for Agustin Ramirez.
All night long, it's been that way, and we saw it starting out that way last night. It's as if they have a code tonight. If you take a strike, it's a fine.
Here is Jesus Sanchez. Tying run is in scoring position, nobody out. Garcia whips one home, and it's up high and away. Right now, Tony Gonsolin is the pitcher of record in the ballgame on the plus side, and he hopes it stays that way. Another high strikeout performance tonight. He had 9 in his first game, now 8 here tonight. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss at a sinker. 3 runs, 7 hits for the Dodgers. 2 runs, 5 hits for the Marlins. And the next pitch popped up foul, third base side. That'll drift into the seats. It's Chevy Truck Month, and there's no better time to do what you do best than a Chevy Silverado. Shop now at SoCalChevy.com. Luis Garcia, right-hander. Pressed his blue leather glove up against his left hip. Now he pumps his front left leg 3 times. Runner goes for third. Pitch swung on and bounced. Foul up the first base side.
Well, they're lucky because Garcia never looked back to second base.
Nope, he did not.
No, Ramirez was on the run before Garcia came out of the stretch position.
And as the base runner, you've got to know you have it stolen. You're the tying run.
Oh, there was no chance at all to make the throw down to third base.
You can't take any chances out there now. Already in scoring position with nobody out. 1-2, and it goes to the backstop. Well, and he's going to get third anyway.
Well,
wow.
He's going to get third, but that's where the attention gets drawn away from getting the hitter. And now you're thinking about the runner. And you throw a wild pitch. Now the runner advances.
I mean, that pitch cleared everybody. It cleared the catcher, cleared the umpire. It was way above them. And went to the backstop. Now the infield will play for the out here. Muncy even with a bag at third. 2-2. And Sanchez grounds it to third. Muncy backs up, plays it off the turf, checks the runner, throws to first. They get him. And Ramirez has to hold at third base, so 1 out. Good play by Muncy there.
Hey, friends, planning ahead a week from tonight on the 13th is Mookie Betts bobblehead night at Dodger Stadium. It's against the A's. And the first 40,000 fans in attendance will take home a Mookie Betts bobblehead presented by Security Benefit. Make plans to join us. Dodgers.com/promotions.
Infield now comes in with 1 out. And a wave and a miss by Connor Norby. And with 1 out here, there's a better likelihood of a contact play being on. So the Dodgers want to do their best to cut down the tying run at the plate if they can. 0-1 pitch. That's low and away, a sweeper. Matt Mervis, the first baseman on deck for the Marlins. 1 out, runner at third. 1-1 pitch from Garcia. Another swinging strike, a foul ball. Might have caught Will Smith on his bare right hand.
Very short lead just watching Ramirez at third base.
1-2 the count. Stretched by Garcia, and he throws home. Ball is swung on, popped up, foul, first base side. Freddie drifting with it, still drifting, and the ball ends up over the netting and into the seats, out of play.
Harris did not go back to the bag to tag up. And if that ball is caught, there is a chance if Freeman gets tied up on that protective netting, which we've seen some fielders do.
He just took the foul ball for granted.
Yeah.
1-2 on the way. Swung on and hit in the air to left field deep. Going back to the wall is Conforto. It's over his head. Ramirez will come in and tie the game on a double by Connor Norby.
2 strikes, not a good pitch.
3-3 the score.
That was a little breaking ball, and it hung out over the plate way too long.
The 5th run batted into the season only for Norby. And now Tony Gonsolin will end up with a no decision out of this. This game will belong to the bullpens. 3-3, bottom of the 6th. Mervis had a hit last time up, takes a strike here.
Well, an expensive wild pitch. Gets a runner from second to third.
Now the 0-1. There's another pitch that's in the dirt. It won't be scored as anything, but it was wild. Will Smith was able to block it. 1 ball, 1 strike. Still 1 out in the go-ahead run now at second base. And Garcia's going to tighten it up here. 1-1 on the way. It's a swing and a miss. He delivered a splitter down low, and Mervis swung right over the top.
Well, Norby, before he got that RBI double to tie up the ball game, go back. The first 2 pitches were breaking balls. The count was 1-1, and he fouled off another one. Not a good swing with 2 strikes, and they got a breaking ball over the big part of the plate. That's a hitter's delight, especially when you're behind in the count. They have a chance to tie the game.
One out, 1 on, 1-2 the count. And Garcia's pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out on a splitter in the dirt. 2 out now for Miami in the 6th. Coming up in the 7th, Ohtani's going to be up again. Outman will lead off, followed by Kim, and then Ohtani scheduled to hit third. At the bottom of the order can get going here tonight, which they have not been. Got 1 hit from the 5 through 9 hitters. Swing and a foul back by Dane Myers. Myers, the center fielder, had a base hit in the 3rd inning, and he was the one who was doubled off of first base when Andy Pages robbed Hicks of the home run and then threw the ball into Freeman. Myers was on the run. 0-1. 2-seamer inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Garcia ready to go. He stretches, straightens up, and now the 1-1 pitch. Swung on, base hit to center field. Outman's going to field it on 2 hops. Runner comes around third. The throw will be cut off, and the Marlins have taken the lead on a 2-out single by Dane Myers. It is 4-3 Miami.
And after the base hit, Garcia, he didn't back up any play at all. He basically stood on the mound and was a spectator. Another breaking ball left right down the middle.
Well, the Dodgers went and got the lead in the top of the inning, and they've given it back here in the bottom. Here's Ronnie Simon, left-handed hitting second baseman. Myers goes for second base. Smith throws down, and he's there in plenty of time to throw him out. So Myers is thrown out for just the second time this season. Will Smith guns him down. Miami looking at the tape to see if they want to challenge. They do not, and that is the inning. But they get 2 runs on 3 hits. Nobody left, no Dodger errors.
You know, in Boston, every now and then, you'll do those throwback days where you bring out the big baggy jerseys, and the baggier, the better. When I broke into the league, everybody was wearing really baggy pants, and then as the years go along, I started wearing these skinny, mini, tight pants that looked like they were painted on. So by the time I was with Boston, I really wanted to wear the baggier, the better. We just wanted to be flying around in the outfield there, having a good time.
Yeah, mine was a tops now as well. I hit my first walk-off last year against the Mets.
Jacob Young, Nationals win! Now he's got his first walk-off big league hit.
Dad had bought a stack of them, and I was like, I think we can get these ourselves, but he went ahead and bought a stack for himself.
Like business cards. There you go.
But it was awesome just to, have that moment and have everyone so excited to, have a picture of you is a fun moment.
LA Dodgers baseball. And now we return to the Galvin Motors broadcast booth.
Top of the 7th inning, a little different story here. Marlins 4, Dodgers 3. James Outman to lead off against Lake Bacher. 7 hits apiece. And Outman is 0 for 2 tonight. He has struck out swinging and looking. And now he swings and misses at a sinker down and in. James had been having really good success in AAA. Trying to get it to translate here at the big league level. And the ball skips in the dirt for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Shakey's Pizza Parlor is the official pizza partner of the Dodgers audio broadcast. When it's game night, it's group night at Shakey's.com. 1-1 the count. Bacher out of the stretch at all times. Norby in on the turf at third. Now the pitch. And it's inside and low. 2-1. Just thinking about when they get out in the bottom of the inning. As the way that the Marlins have been swinging the bat. Here's a 2-1. And that's up high. Probably something with a wrinkle in it for the first pitch and not a fastball down the middle.
Yeah, and if you're not throwing strikes on that very first pitch, are they going to increase the zone?
And James Outman takes ball 4 low with a slider, and he walks. So the tying run is aboard with nobody out, and Hesong Kim coming up.
Alex Vesia, by the way, getting loose in the Dodgers bullpen.
And over on the Miami side, Calvin Fauché. Both bullpens active. Third baseman Norby way in on the turf at third base, expecting a bunt. Pitch to Kim, inside ball 1. Kim starting his second major league game here tonight. Expect him to be in the lineup again tomorrow. 1-0 pitch in there for a strike called. 1 ball and 1 strike.
We talked last night about, okay, he's removed the leg kick. It's a wider stance, ever so slightly closed stance. And it's not a stride, it's basically a weight transfer.
Bacher pausing on the hill, now delivers. And a ground ball to first. Mervis picks it up, throws to second, and no chance for the double play as the speedy Kim got down the line in a hurry. But Outman is forced at second, 3-6. Kim reaching on the fielder's choice. So one down, and here comes Ohtani. Ohtani 1 for 3. He's not going to face Bacher. He's going to face Fauché. Clayton McCullough coming out to make the pitching change. And we know what happened last time that happened. Ohtani took the reliever deep on the first pitch. Can he do it again? We'll have a pitching change, timeout. 1 out, 1 on. We're in the top of the 7th inning. It's Miami 4, the Dodgers 3.
Hope. I feel like food and sharing a meal with someone is a universal language. You can't go to a ballpark and not have a nice hot dog. So if I'm at the ballpark, I'm gonna get a nice heavy glizzy. You gotta have chili on there, you gotta have cheese. If your hot dog isn't bending in the middle because it's like about to fall apart, then you're not doing it right. So you gotta have a glizzy and then something cold, whatever it is, beer, lemonade. You gotta have something cold to wash that hot dog down with.
Right-hander Calvin Fauché to face Shohei Ohtani. Fauché pitched in the first game against the Dodgers back at Dodger Stadium through an inning of hitless and scoreless relief. He did strike out 3, but he didn't face Ohtani. He pitched in the 9th inning of the game that the Dodgers would win in 10 innings. And Ohtani 1 for 3 with a home run. 4-3 Miami. Dodgers batting in the 7th. And Fauché with Kim at first. The pitch. He takes a strike inside. This pitching change brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Your 15-minute drive-through oil change with locations throughout Southern California. 13th appearance for Fauché. He is 1-1. And Ohtani swings and misses for strike 2. Fauché gets way ahead of him. 1 out, Kim at first. He represents the tying run. Fauché hanging his right arm down by his side. First base side of the rubber stretch. Now the 0-2 to Shohei. Here it comes. Nope, he'll throw to first. He turns and fires over to first. And that time Kim got back in plenty of time. Remember, in the 5th inning, he was picked off with Ohtani at the plate to end the inning. And here comes the 0-2 to Ohtani from Fauché. It's in the dirt, blocked by the catcher Hicks. You got a guy who can run like Kim, but you got a guy who can hit like Ohtani. So just let Ohtani do his thing here.
Unless you can guarantee you can steal second base, you've got to let Ohtani hit.
1-2 count as opposed to the 2-1 count. 2-1 count probably better because you're not risking a strike him out, throw him out at that point.
Well, right here, the pitcher also does not have to throw a strike.
Stretch by Fauché. His 1-2 on the way to Ohtani. And here it comes. And Ohtani takes high. Curveball was up.
Yeah, the other thing is, even if that was a curveball, Fauché is rather quick to home plate. That was at 1.2 seconds.
2-2 to Shohei. Big left-handed batter waits. 2-2. Missed outside with a fastball. Boy, was that close. That was a borderline pitch that went Ohtani's way.
Yeah, now you may see Kim take off at first base.
Fauché goes back down the slope of the mound, grabs the rosin bag, throws it down. Oh, he's towing the rubber again. Lead at first for Kim. Payoff pitch to Ohtani. There goes Kim, and Ohtani slices one foul over the third base dugout. Dodgers will get Kim in motion. And they do that in this instance to try to stay out of a potential double play. And Ohtani might have cracked his bat. He's asking for a new one. Javier runs it up. Gives him a new bat. Talking to Javi, the clubby today. Good guy. He hustles. He does all kinds of stuff. He said he likes it here because home plate's really close to where he works, so it's easy for him to go get the bats. Anyway, Kim will run with the pitch again here. 1 out, 3 balls, 2 strikes to Ohtani. And Fauché will step off in a disengagement. And now home plate umpire Eric Bacchus is holding up his right index finger to tell everybody that's the first disengagement. 3-2, runner goes. This ball smacked down the right field line. Fair ball, it's going to go to the wall. Kim is flying around third. He's going to come to the plate. Kim will score with a head first slide and no throw. And Shohei Ohtani has done it again. He has tied the game for the second time tonight with an RBI double. It is 4-4.
And with Kim on the move during the pitch on the 3-2 pitch, he could easily score. If he's not running, it may have been a different story. But Ohtani in that at bat, remember, he was down quickly. No balls and 2 strikes. He moved the count full to 3-2.
Brand new ball game again. The go-ahead run is in scoring position. Ohtani leads at second. Andy Pages at the plate. First pitch to Andy as a cutter swung on and missed. Ohtani is Superman when he is in this ballpark. There's really no kryptonite that can affect him here in Miami. The way that he plays here, it is remarkable. 1 ball and 1 strike to Andy Pages. Andy tonight with a double and a run scored. He's 1 for 3. One pitch from Fauché. And it's a swing and a miss, a cutter. And Andy didn't have a really good swing on that. He's down on the count 1-2. So was Ohtani at one point. Andy hitting .278, 6 home runs, 14 runs batted in on the season. 1-2 pitch from Fauché to Andy Pages coming. And Andy swings it and fouls it down the right side. Hits the netting just beyond the dugout near the camera well. Now it stays 1-2. Ohtani leading at second base. Stretch on the 1-2, and Pages bounces it into the third base dugout.
Try to go inside with a fastball, and Pages handles that pitch very well. Pages has also made, just tremendous adjustments to that ball out away from him. That was problematic a season ago.
Another 1-2 pitch. Swinging a ground ball towards short. Ohtani breaks for third. He'll get there. Edwards picks it up, throws on to first to get Pages. And now the go-ahead run is 90 feet away. 2 men are out, and Freddie Freeman coming up.
Well, here's where you can cover some spots. You've got a couple of bases open. You got a left-handed hitter, right-handed pitcher. You got Freeman. The go-ahead runs at third base. But if you walk him, you're not helping yourself a lot because Will Smith's on deck.
Big lead down the third baseline by Ohtani, and the pitch to Freeman taken for a strike. Norby playing off the bag at third. 2 down, right side of the infield deep, and Xavier Edwards playing up the middle. Freddie 2 for 3 tonight with a base hit and a home run. And he takes inside here, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, if you pitch around him, we've been talking about Will Smith. He has the best average this year with runners in scoring position. .538 now.
Amazing. Ohtani alert for a pitch in the dirt down there at third base. 1-1 pitch to Freeman will wait. There's a disengagement as Fauché stepped off, looked over at Ohtani. And Ohtani creeping down that third baseline. 1-1 to Freeman. He is late on the cutter. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 4-4 the score. We are in the top of the 7th. The pitch. And Freddie swings and misses at another cutter. He strikes out. But Ohtani comes up with a run-scoring double to tie the game. It is stretch time, middle of the 7th in South Florida with the score, the Dodgers 4, Marlins 4.
What is it about baseball cards that make them so special? Why do you enjoy doing that?
Well, the biggest thing is I started collecting when I was a kid. O-Pee-Chee. It was a Canadian hockey league, and then the Canadian football. But I didn't start in the U.S. until I had signed professionally as a ball player. And when I got my first rookie card, and I've got it here with me.
Let's take a peek at that.
1966 with Billy Sorrell.
Dodgers 4, Marlins 4. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. And Alex Vesia, left-hander, comes on to pitch. And it looks like the Marlins are going to go to the bench. Javier Sanoa, right-handed batter, is going to come up and bat here in the bottom of the 7th inning. For Vesia, his 19th appearance. No decisions, ERA 2.76. 24 strikeouts in 16 in the 3rd innings pitched. And before he throws a pitch, Mark Pryor is going to come out and go over the scouting report on the pinch hitter, Sanoa.
Yeah, they should go over 2 of them because Fortes, right-handed batter, is on deck. And he's going to pinch hit for the left-handed hitting Hicks.
Home plate umpire Rick Bacchus decides to go out and break up the meeting. Pryor not done yet. Said Mark's going to go when he's ready. Now he's ready.
The primary said, hey, wait a minute. We're going to talk about 2 guys, not just 1.
Bottom of the 7th, brought to you by Bank of America, the official bank of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Here we go as Vesia gets ready to throw. Sanoa hitting for Ronnie Simon. Simon is a switch hitter, but they didn't want him batting against Alex Vesia, who deals ball 1. One and 0 to Sanoa. Now it's 1-1. He pumps in a strike. Fastball at 92, outer half of the plate.
Well, for Vesia, his strikeout rate is right at 40%.
1-1 pitch. Sanoa takes low. 2-1.
By the way, that's right around 6th of all relievers in either league.
Think of the year he had last year, Mark. Quietly, I think nationwide quietly, but we saw him all the time. He had a career year. Delivers outside. He had career lows in almost everything.
And that riding fastball that was elevated was problematic for left-handers and right-handers.
Well, he needs a strike here, falling behind 3-1. And Vesia kicks, fires. And the ball is swung on and fouled away to the right, now to play. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Javier Sanoa. Said he had career lows and everything. He also had career highs in a lot of things too. Vesia last year. His Strikeouts, innings, appearances. Now a payoff pitch to the pinch hitter. And he walked him. It was too far inside. And now the go-ahead runs on, nobody out.
Well, how many times have we said it, but we'll repeat it. Over 30% of leadoff walks come around and score. And that's not a good sign late in a tie game.
Here is Nick Fortes batting for Liam Hicks. Time for a double play ball. And he was locked up on a slider. 3/4 swing, but it was enough, and it's 0-1. No balls, 1 strike to Fortes. Started the game last night behind the plate. Left-hander Vesia stretches, kicks, fires, and he drops in a slider just inside.
Check swing, but that cost him a strike.
Looking for Backus to point at him. Usually the umpire will point at the hitter, but I didn't see him do it. So it's 0-2 in Vesia's favor. And now the 0-2 pitch coming. Here it is. It skips in the dirt. I've talked about it a few times before, but in the old days, remember Tim McClellan, longtime veteran umpire. He's been retired for several years now, but he used to clutch his fist right up against his chest, and he was real quiet. And you really didn't know if he was calling a strike or not sometimes, depending on where your seat was. There's the elevated fastball, swing and a miss, and Fortes is out on strikes. But what McClellan would do, and the hitters and the catchers would tell you, is he would say, yep, just like that when it was a strike. And he would say it so at the plate they knew, and the pitcher might be able to hear it, but you couldn't hear it anywhere else. Now Xavier Edwards turns around to bat right-handed. He bunts, pops it up third base side, and Muncy dives for it, but the ball landed on the turf before he could get there. A foul ball and a strike.
Edwards has been showing bunt 3 different times now tonight.
Ball might have just clipped part of the leather of Muncy's glove, but he just couldn't get there the whole way. No balls, 1 strike to Edwards. 0-1, 1 out. Sano at first. And Vesia deals him a slider inside, 1-1. Kyle Stowers, the left fielder, is on deck. Here comes the pitch from Vesia. 1-1, swung on, fouled back. Ball and 2 strikes.
Friends, looking ahead, Freeway Series against the Angels right around the corner, May 16th through the 18th. So experience the crosstown rivalry. Tickets, information, Dodgers.com/promotions. It's really another town rivalry.
It's a different area code too.
Different city, different county.
Very drivable. I don't know any other way to get there. There's 1-2. Throw to first instead.
You're getting creative on transportation, I see.
Well, that's the way you and I get there and back when we go down there. You got any other ideas on how to get there?
Call a friend of mine. Have him fly us in his chopper.
1-2, fouled out to the right and out of play. Well, that would be another way. 1 out, 1 on, 4-4 ball game, bottom of the 7th inning. Game 2 of the 3-game set tomorrow. 12:30, Morongo Casino Dodgers on deck. First pitch 1:40 Pacific time. And a 1-2. Swung on, fouled off to the right again and out of play. Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID on the World Champion Dodgers Audio Network.
The home of the world champion LA Dodgers. KLAC KYSR HD2 Los Angeles. Make us a preset on the free iHeartRadio app.
Now 1-2 again. Strike three called. He pumped in a slider and Edwards froze. Strikeout number 2 for Vesia. 2 men out. And here's Stowers coming up. You know, it's odd to watch some of the hitters from Miami because they get aggressive at the first pitch, and then when the count gets deep, it seems like they get a little bit more selective. Sanoa leads at first. Stowers, the left-handed batter, takes a ball. Not all the hitters, but some of the hitters tonight.
Some of them is like the batters are full charge when they go up there the first time, and by the fourth or fifth pitch, the batters are just about gone.
Vesia's pitch swung on, fouled back, 1-1. Tonight, Stowers has struck out twice looking. Beg your pardon, swinging. Once at a fastball, once at a splitter. And then he was asked to sacrifice bunt in the 4th inning. Sacrificing Edwards over to second. Edwards would end up being stranded. Throw to first base. And back is Sanoa. Agustin Ramirez, the designated hitter, on deck. 4 runs, 8 hits for the Dodgers. 4 runs, 7 hits for the Marlins. Vesia's 1-1. Stowers, could he hold up on the check swing? No, he could not. An appeal down to third base umpire Laz Diaz. And he puts the fist up in the air indicating a strike. Stowers falling behind Vesia, 1-2. One and two the count as Vesia kicks and deals. Runner goes, pitch up high, throw down, and safe. Rojas thought he tagged him. He's told the dugout to look. So the Dodgers will decide whether or not they want to look. Not sure if there was any separation between the base runner and the bag that Rojas is talking about. And the Dodgers do want to review this. They want a challenge. And Rojas instantly pointed at the dugout, so he felt something was up.
The LA Dodgers are challenging the safe call at second base.
Well, the right foot hit the bag before the tag, but then the right foot came off the bag. The question is, did the left leg at any point get to the bag before the tag?
Looked like he was there ahead of the throw. There may have been some separation. Hard to tell.
Poor slide. In fact, he slowed up, trying to basically get the stride where he would go to the bag.
This is going to be tough to overturn, huh?
Well, it's going to be difficult to overturn, and I'll repeat this again, and I've said it. With the replay, stay with the tag. Don't use the slap tag. Guys will come off the bag.
I think the question is going to be, when did the left foot make contact? Because he had the tag on the right leg that clearly came off the bag. But when they look at it back at the replay operations center up north in New York, they'll have a look at it. And from the center field camera, looks like the left foot was on the bag the whole time. Well, we'll let those guys decide. That's what they do. It would be convenient for the Dodgers if this were to be overturned. But don't know if it'll happen. Count 2-2. That last pitch was a ball, by the way. Yeah, they're taking a good long look at it in New York.
Yeah, well, the right foot came off the bag. Eventually, the left foot came off as well. But the tag had already been made when the left foot came off.
That's why a middle infielder now has to keep the tag on all the way through the play as best as they can.
After review, the call stands. Runner safe. Los Angeles Dodgers challenge.
So that'll be a stolen base for Sanoa. And the challenge loses. And it's a 2-2 count to Kyle Stowers, and now the go-ahead run is in scoring position with 2 men out. 4-4 game here in the bottom of the 7th. And Vesia stretching, glove up by the letters. He delivers one home, and it's fouled back. Stowers hitting .304, 6 home runs, 25 runs batted in. Over the weekend, he had a walk-off grand slam against the Athletics. A 2-2 pitch on the way. Here it is. And he swings and strikes out. And Vesia with a howl after he struck him out. He gets 3 of them, walks 1. And the 7th inning is in the books. Nothing across for Miami. We go to the 8th. It's the Dodgers 4, Marlins 4.
LA's best sports star.
That's a good endorsement there.
AM 570 LA Sports.
Did you know that?
Defensive changes for the Marlins as we go to the 8th inning. Javier Sanoa stays in at second. Nick Cortez behind the plate. And a new pitcher, right-hander Anthony Bender, facing Will Smith in a 4-4 game. 15th appearance for Bender. He's 1-2. He throws one in there for a strike. Top of the 8th brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. The MVP for fun, food, and good times. Less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Morongo celebrating 20 years of good times. And the next offer in there for a strike as well. 0-2 to Will Smith. Smith is 2 for 3, single-double tonight. Also fly to left. And now Bender ready to go from the first base side of the rubber. Kicks, fires, and Will fouls one back into the seats. Well, ball's 2 strikes to Will Smith. Field back, outfield fairly well straight away for him. And Bender's pitch up high with a fastball. Ball and 2 strikes. Padres have taken a 3-2 lead over the Yankees. They're in the bottom of the 7th in the Bronx. Now the 1-2. Outside 2-2. 2-2 is Smith. Third baseman Norby very deep at third, close to the line. As Bender comes set, kicks, fires home, and gets Will to chase a sinker outside. Strike 3. 1 down for the Dodgers in the 8th. The pitcher's more of a slider than a sinker. He had a lot more spin on it and had a lot more cut to it. So now Max Muncy up against Bender. Pitch to Max is inside ball 1. Max is 0 for 2 with a walk. Walked last time up in the 6th. He struck out and grounded out to first. Otherwise, batting average at 176. That pitch low. Max would like nothing more than to start getting hot, get off the interstate. Anthony Banda now loosening up. Dodger left-hander. Good job by Vesia. Another Dodger left-hander. So struck out 3 with a walk mixed in the 7th. 2-0 in for a strike to Max. A little later tonight, the Athletics hosting the Mariners, the Diamondbacks hosting the Mets. 2-1 pitch. Outside 3-1. How about the A's? They're a game out of first.
Yep.
They're 20-16. They may be the surprise of the early going of the season. Here's a 3-1 pitch. Max takes a strike, full count, 3-2. Oh, a slider down the middle. Three ball, two strike pitch from Anthony Bender to Max Muncy. And that is outside, ball 4. Max has drawn his second walk, and now the Dodgers have the go-ahead run aboard with 1 out. Michael Conforto 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. Conforto had a hit last night. Looking for another one tonight. He's trying to string some together.
And there's not been too many that have been strung together. 2 for his last 41.
1 ball, no strikes to Conforto. Muncy short lead at first. Now he goes for second base. Pitches in for a strike, throw down, and Muncy has swiped the bag off of Bender. And he stole it rather easily. First stolen base of the season for Muncy.
Well, raise your hand if you had predicted before the game that Max Muncy would steal a base. Not too many hands.
I don't see any of them. 1-1 to Conforto. And that's down and in.
You just laid off a good pitch right there. A good pitch from a hitter standpoint. Why? That's that breaking ball low and in. That slider from a right-hander to a lefty. That back foot slider, if you will. Tough pitch to lay off of.
Muncy leads at second. Bender the stretch. 2-1 pitch. And Conforto takes a strike right down the middle. The breaking ball, though, ended up down the middle at the end of the pitch.
Outfield again, shallow all the way around with Conforto up there. I mean, very shallow in right field.
What's the philosophy here?
Well, is that a question or?
I'm asking because you don't normally see this.
More of a statement.
2-2 and a ground ball hit towards second base. Grabbed with a backhand by Sonoja. He throws on to first, and that advances Muncy to third base. I mean, are they just trying to prevent a single?
I don't know, unless they think, well, he's going to hit the ball on the ground.
So 4-3 on the putout. Rojas will be out of the game. Coming in to pinch hit for him is Mookie Betts. So Betts had the day off today, and now Daniel Moskos, the pitching coach, is going to come out and have a word. And folks around the ballpark see that it's Betts coming up to pinch hit, and a chance to give the Dodgers a lead with Max Muncy at third base and 2 men out. Betts has been swinging a very good bat lately. He's had a hit in 7 of his last 8 games, 5 of those being multi-hit games.
I saw some numbers earlier today about Betts. You go back to the last 2 years, you know, his strikeout rate is like only 11%.
Muncy leads at third. Infield back, 2 down. And the pitch coming to Mookie. It's outside. Mookie hitting .266 entering this at bat. 5 home runs, 21 runs batted in. And the pitch. And a strike call to Mookie. 1 ball and 1 strike. A sweeper that just came over the inside part of the plate. Now a 1-1 delivery. Mookie lets it go, and it's outside. Another sweeper. 2-1. A sweeping slider. Top of the 8th, 4-4 game. Go ahead runs at third and 2 men out. And now home plate umpire Eric Bacchus getting into it with Clayton McCullough, the Marlins manager, where Backus had to step out from behind the catcher, pointed over there, and they were barking at each other. Here comes a 2-1 to Betts. He swings, hits a ground ball to first, foul. 2-2 now to Mookie. Got a good pitch to hit, too, as a sinker down the middle.
I'm reminded when Backus responded what Danny Ozark, managing the Phillies, once said about an umpire. Said, I don't know about his vision, but we know he has 20/20 hearing.
Here's a 2-2. And Mookie swings and hammers one on the ground, foul past third.
Well, Backus has heard it from both sides tonight and from catchers.
Two balls, 2 strikes to Mookie Betts. Muncy leads at third. Bender the stretch. And the Marlin right-hander throws home. And Mookie swings. It's a high fly ball left center. It'll be playable. Stowers, a few feet in front of the warning track, hauls it in for the out. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left. Dodgers strand the go-ahead run. We go to the bottom of the 8th. So Banda, with a runner at first, 1 out in a 4-4 game, deals low to Norby, and that's ball 1. Tony Gonsolin started, went 5. He'll get a no decision tonight. And a pretty good 5 for Tony. 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 8 strikeouts, and 82 pitches. 2 balls, no strikes to Norby. Ready for the 2-0. It is on the way. Runner goes to second, pitches up high for a ball, throw down, and Sanchez steals second base. And the Marlins have the go-ahead run in scoring position at second. Second stolen base of the season for Jesus Sanchez.
And the 3rd of the night for the Marlins.
With 1 out, no more forced play. And Norby up with a 3-0 count. And he walks, pitch inside. Now the forced play back on. And you hope it plays into the Dodgers' advantage here. The big run is the guy at second base. Looks like Eric Wagaman's going to come up and hit for Matt Mervis. Mervis, a lefty, he'll sit down. And the right-hander Wagaman will come up, and Mark Pryor will go out and visit with Anthony Banda and give him the scouting report on the pinch hitter. Wagaman, originally from Mission Viejo. And he was just sitting there in the home plate circle, standing there in the home plate circle all by himself waiting. Dodgers scored in the first inning and held that lead for a little bit. But in the 5th, Liam Hicks hit a 2-run home run to give the Marlins a 2-1 lead. Dodgers tied it up with a Shohei Ohtani first pitch home run in the 6th. Freddie Freeman gave him the lead 2 batters later with a home run of his own to make it 3-2. Marlins made it 4-3 with 2 in the 6th. Dodgers got 1 in the 7th to tie it on an Ohtani double. Runners lead first and second. And the pitch to Wagaman is there for a strike.
On the ground ball, you'd like to have the double play get out of the inning, but make absolute sure that you get 1.
Wagaman, a .246 hitter. 3 home runs, 8 runs batted in. 0-1 pitch. Swung on ground ball, third base side. Kim backhands, drops it. Everybody's safe. Kim got to it with a backhand, but just could not play it. And the bases are full of fish with 1 out.
I'm not sure he would have had to play anywhere. Ball Muncy took 1 step to his left. I don't think Max could have gotten to the bag. Not his fault. Just a long way off the bag to begin with.
So that'll be ruled a base hit. And Sanchez at third, Norby at second. Now Wagaman at first, and Dane Myers, who has played some of his best baseball ever against the Dodgers, is up. Dodgers bring the infield in. 4-4 game. Pitch, and Myers takes no ball one.
Infield in. Kike Hernandez just in at second base, playing really to pull up the middle.
One ball, no strike pitch from Banda. It's up high, and it's 2-0. So now Banda's put himself in a real tough spot here. 2 balls, no strikes, bases loaded. Possibly the ball game in the balance here. And a 2-0. Swung on, ground ball. Muncy's got it. He comes home. They get the force there. Smith to first. Double play. Oh, my goodness. 5-2-3. The twin kill keeps the Marlins off the board. Outstanding defensive play by the Dodgers. Marlins come up empty. We go to the 9th. It's the Dodgers 4, Marlins 4.
AM 570.
Some overnight oats right before the game. My teammates look at me like, what are you doing, dude?
My mom's cooking, probably. She makes some good. She's got a tuna fish casserole. That's pretty good.
I went 5 for 5. I need to eat the same thing. Last time, Saturday, I ate arepa with eggs, and then next day, I gotta eat arepa with eggs. So my mom make it for me, and then when my mom is with me,
everything's good.
I save a lot of money.
Estamos lindo.
What a defensive play to wrap up the bottom of the 8th inning and keep the Marlins scoreless. 4-4. Top of the 9th inning. James Outman, Ha-Seong Kim, and Shohei Ohtani due up against right-handed reliever Jesus Tinoco. Will make his 11th appearance. Tinoco 1-0. 4.82 the ERA, and the opposition hitting .250 against him. Pitch to Outman. He takes a strike. James has struck out twice and walked tonight. Went down swinging and looking. Norby weighing on the grass at third base. Wagaman stays in at first for Miami. Strike on the inside corner, and it's 0-2 to James. Best drive of the game presented by Edmunds. See how much your car is worth at Edmunds.com. Shohei Ohtani's home run in the 6th inning, the drive of the game. 0-2, and Outman takes low.
But Tinoco get ready for slider. More than half of his pitches, going back the last 2 years, sliders.
Here he comes, 1-2. And that looked like a really good pitch, but borderline bottom of the strike zone with a slider. 2-2. I think Tinoco wanted that one by his body English. Didn't get it. Stretch. 2-2 pitch. And Outman swings and strikes out for the 3rd time tonight. Slider got it. One away. Son Kim is up. And the left-handed batter with Shohei Ohtani on deck. First pitch to Kim is there for a strike. Kim with a hit tonight. Also reached on a fielder's choice and scored a run. One out, top of the ninth, 4-4. And Kim lets another pitch go for a strike. And now Norby at third, who is in on the turf, will back up, play deep with 2 strikes. Nothing in 2. Kim taps home plate with the edge of the barrel of his bat, now draws it back. Tinoco's 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3 with a slider. And now Ohtani trying to be the difference.
First pitch looks slider.
Top of the ninth, sponsored by Cars for Kids. Ready to donate your old car? 1-877 Cars for Kids. Call them now. Friendly agents are standing by to take your donation. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today. Ohtani steps in the left side batter's box. 2 outs, top of the ninth inning. Jesus Tinoco fires. And Shohei swings at a sinker and fouls it back.
I'd go with a slider.
Tinoco made quick work of Outman and Kim. Just carved them right up. 0-1 to Ohtani. And he lets a sinker go outside for a ball.
That's the first 2 pitches, the indication they want to keep the ball away from Ohtani.
Ohtani waits. Here comes the 1-1 from Tinoco. And Ohtani swings and grounds it foul up the first base side.
Right there it was. Slider.
Ball and 2 strikes. Ohtani has doubled and homered tonight. Driven in 2. He has hits in 9 of his last 10 games. 2 outs, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tinoco's pitch. And it is high. Up with a sinker again. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tinoco ready. He offers again, and Ohtani grounds it slowly to first. It is picked up by Wagaman. Underhand toss to Tinoco, who pitches a clean top of the 9th inning. And the Dodgers looking to do the same in the bottom of the 9th. After 8.5 in Miami, it's the Dodgers.
Record-breaking 2024 season. For tickets and information, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Deep to right field. It is into the upper deck.
Back to the boys in blue. The world champion LA Dodgers audio network.
Never gets old.
of the ninth inning. Dodgers call upon Tanner Scott down to the bullpen. He'll face 8, 9, and 1 in the Marlins order. It's a 4-4 game. 18th appearance for Scott. He pitched yesterday. Went 2/3 of an inning. Issued a walk and struck out a man. Now the pitch to Sanoa. He swings at the first pitch, drives it to center field deep. Waiting for it at the warning track is Outman. He makes the catch. So first pitch slider. Sanoa went after it and he flies out, and there's one away.
And the story most of the night. First pitch. Marlins have gone hunting.
Liam Hicks was the catcher. Nick Fortes came in to pinch hit for him in the 7th, stayed in to catch. Fortes struck out in the 7th. And Tanner Scott deals him a slider for strike 1.
Once he guarded the line at third, deep behind the bag, only about 4 feet off the foul line.
Protecting against a 2-base hit. Now the pitch in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike.
So we talk about in spots like this, outfield, prevent double defense, which means you're a little deeper than you would normally be.
1-1 pitch to Fortes. Right-handed batter swings, bounces it towards short. Charged by Kim. He grabs it, lip of the infield grass, throws low to first. It's dug out by Freeman for the out.
Yeah, nice play by Freeman on that backhand. And the scoop on 1 hop to the outfield side of the bag.
Now coming up will be the shortstop Xavier Edwards. He'll bat right-handed. Switch hitter. 2 down, bases empty.
For Tanner Scott, you look at the last 3 years, he's allowed just a 191 average against him.
Pitch to Edwards. Swung on, fouled back for strike 1. Again, Muncy hugging the line at third.
Is that batting average against good, folks? Well, it's the 3rd best among National League relief pitchers for 3 years.
Here's the 0-1. Snapped in a little. Well, I don't know what it was. It looked like it was right down the middle. Call the ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the 1-1 pitch. And that's outside, 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike to Xavier Edwards. Got a hit in the 4th inning. He's walked, struck out, and grounded out. Tanner Scott back to work. Left-handed kicks, deals home. Swing and a liner foul down the right side and into the seats. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Edwards. And Scott ready to deal again. Here's a pitch. Swung on, fouled back. 4 runs, 9 hits for the Marlins. 4 runs, 8 hits for the Dodgers. Should we go to the 10th? It'll be Pages, Freeman, Smith with Ohtani the placed runner. 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 right down the middle. Edwards froze. He strikes out for the 2nd straight time, this time looking. And the Marlins go down in order in the 9th. And for the 2nd time this season, the Dodgers and Marlins will go to extra innings.
Well, when we moved downtown San Diego from Qualcomm to Petco Ballpark, new uniforms were on the way, and this is the Padre home white. This jersey is from 2007, which was a career year for myself, winning a Cy Young. Some different memories that stand out. One in this uniform against the Braves where I struck out a Padre record 16, wearing this jersey trying to make the Padre and the Friar faithful proud.
play close to the bag. Chris Taylor will cover the hole on the right side in between Freeman and Kike. Infield in all the way around. Bases loaded, nobody out, ball game in the balance as J.P. Fireeisen will face Jesus Sanchez, left-handed hitting outfielder. He likes to swing at the first pitch. Here's the pitch, and he doesn't swing, and it's outside ball one.
Well, how about this one? You've got a left-handed batter, but you have no one playing in right field. You have a center fielder and a left fielder, both very shallow. But that one's too deep. He can't throw out the runner from his depth right now.
1-0 pitch. Swung on, base hit, ball game's over. Right up the middle, the Marlins have their 5th walk-off win in their first win against the Dodgers this season. An extra innings win as Jesus Sanchez hits a ground ball up the middle against a 5-man infield. And the Marlins win it by a 5-4 score. A tough ball game for the Dodgers to get away from them here tonight in Miami. As the Marlins pick up their 14th win, and the Dodgers are now 24-12. Final totals on the ball game. For the Marlins, 5 runs, 11 hits, no errors, 9 left. The Dodgers, 4 runs, 8 hits, no errors, and 7 men left on base. Jesus Tinoco the win, he's 2-0. J.P. Fireeisen the loss, he's 0-2. 3 hours and 16 minutes the game time, took 10 innings to play in front of a crowd of 17,312 at Lone Depot Park. It was a tight ball game throughout. Dodgers had their chances, but in extra innings on the road, you